Let's talk about the Bumble Fumble. The dating app Bumble just launched a social media and marketing campaign that basically addressed women in the most misogynistic way possible, even though women are the commodity on and primary users of their dating app. They released billboards and paid media ads and a lot of organic content centered around the messaging that women shouldn't be so conservative with their bodies. People online are calling it the Bumble Fumble, and for a good reason. It completely missed the mark in terms of what a good marketing campaign should accomplish. The current downfall that Bumble is experiencing as a result of this campaign is a perfect example of what happens when you don't have a socially conscious or aware person directing your campaigns. Now, the CMO of Bumble is in her 30s, but if I had to venture to guess, I would say she probably isn't someone who exists in the social media space that the Bumble audience exists in as well. And she definitely isn't involving herself in online discourse in the same spaces or the same way that their target audience is. Because if she was, she would know that this marketing campaign would absolutely be the opposite of what Bumble needed to do. During a time where femicide is happening in other countries, women in this country are having their rights revoked, and women are currently having an online discussion about why they would choose to be alone in the woods with a bear rather than a man. This campaign was an absolute complete miss. Bumble is now facing massive backlash. People are deleting their accounts. People are re-downloading the app just to delete their accounts and leave a 1-star review, and rightfully so. This campaign failed to do the single most important thing that a marketing campaign should accomplish, which is to solve a problem that your audience is facing. This is marketing 101. You need to address your audience's problem and then solve it with your brand or your business. When you're launching a campaign that is going to exist in the social media space and is speaking to users of social media, you have to be aware of the current discourse that's happening in that space. When you hire a team to execute in that space, it doesn't need to just look like your audience. That team needs to act like your audience on social media, or be able to replicate and empathize with the people who are existing in that space and the way that they're acting on social media. You can't just pull a bunch of research that the company has done and then make a decision without going in depth into the social media space and seeing what conversations are existing right now and how that's being perceived online. Social listening, which is what Bumble claimed to have done, is not just pulling a focus group of 20 people with the same age demographic as your audience and then taking the results you got from that focus group and putting your own spin on it. Social listening in 2024 is very much diving into social media, listening to the conversations being had and engaging in that discourse, and from there pulling the really important and relevant facts and seeing what people are actually facing as problems in how it relates to your business. For instance, when I'm working with a company on a social media campaign, whether that's an ad campaign or an organic campaign, I do in-depth research to see what that community is talking about, what the current conversation is, and where that conversation is headed. That tells me where to position this campaign for the brand in a way that's going to resonate with users. I'm so curious to know what everyone else thinks of the Bumble Fumble and if you think this was a huge miss and why you think that.